Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the database Google Scholar and how it can be used for your business research needs. Google Scholar is a great multidisciplinary database that has research on all different topics, but includes many for your different business research projects, assignments, classes, and anything like that. So that's this short tutorial is going to be about, just how to use it and its different features. So one way to access it is to go to our university library page and scroll into databases, and then go to the search for databases box. I just type in Google, and then Google Scholar is the first to pop up. So you'll want to click on that, and then you're ready to go. You also can search for Google Scholar on your preferred browser as well, but there sometimes are errors making sure it's proxied in the way that you have access to it through UNCG. So that's why I recommend doing it through the library page as opposed to just searching. But here is our homepage. Make sure you have articles selected instead of case law, because case law won't be law. So you can search on Google Scholar how you search on different sort of databases with just using keywords and some connector terms in between each. Your keyword is a specific word or short phrase that you'll be researching, and then a connector term is just the word and, or, and not. And you put each of those between your keywords to create what we call a search string. This will just help Google Scholar create a more refined and more narrow search topic than if you just searched like one term broadly in there. So an example is if we did supply chain management and blockchain. So supply chain management, this is a keyword, blockchain is a keyword, and is a connector term. You want to make sure and is in all caps. And if you use or and not, you also make sure those are in all caps as well. So doing this, you have quite a few results. This is definitely a lot, but you can see if we just did supply chain management, for example, it's just loading for a second, but you'll have a lot more results because this is just one term, and I definitely don't want to sit through that many results. If you click on Google Scholar, sometimes it'll also give you some example topics as well. So maybe if you really were looking for great supply chain management for purchasing, so this is also great because it might give you some ideas for things to search for. And those are all pulled through the Google Scholar algorithm. That's how they decide which terms to recommend to you. So here is our results page. Unlike other databases, there's not a lot of ways to kind of narrow this down further. The main way is just doing it by time that it was published. So if we want things only from 2024 onwards, we can click on that. And that narrowed down the results quite a bit. You can also do a custom range. So if you want things made from, let's say, 2020 to 2022, you can search for that as well. And it starts off as searched by relevance, but you also could make it sort by date instead if you prefer that. And all articles on Google Scholar will be peer-reviewed scholarly articles, so those are great for your different research needs. Next, I'm going to kind of explain what this right-hand column is. So this is how you can access the article. So there's kind of a couple ways to do it. The first is if there is like this is PDF or HTML, this is a direct link to the article. So if you click on it, it'll take you directly there and you don't have to do anything else. Okay, great. But some of them, like this top one here, there isn't a direct article on Google Scholar, so you have to click on Find Full Text at UNCG, which will bring us up to our catalog. And if you scroll in there, then it will tell you ways to get the full text. You click on that, and it'll load for a little bit, but then this will pull like that full text article for you as well. So doing it the full text at UNCG is just going to make it a more of a long process and just more things you have to kind of click through, but you'll still have access to the article. So that's kind of what that means. And if there's no text on this right-hand side, that means it's not available on Google Scholar, and that's where we recommend submitting an interlibrary loan request on our library website to help you get access to that article if it doesn't show up here. Then I'm going to show you kind of what these little topics mean. So save, this is if you really like an article and you maybe want to save it for your research, you click on that. Some other ways to save an article would be to like download a PDF. There's probably another, or save the link to it as well. But you can also click save and that saves it within Google Scholar. Cite, this creates different citations for you to use in 5 different formats. I will say Google Scholar is fairly accurate, but I've definitely noticed some errors in it before. So always double check your citations before you use them for your final project or assignment. But these are definitely a great base to use for developing your citations. Then these next two are really great if you really like an article. So this article up here, maybe this is the perfect article for you, and you want ones that are similar to it. The first thing you can do is click on the cited by. This is what we call a citation chain. So then this is people that use that original article in their own research. So you maybe could find articles that are similar topic to that one or cover maybe similar ideas. So that's a great way to find similar articles. Or you can rely on the Google Scholar algorithm, which will kind of create the related articles as well. So these are articles of Google Scholar things. Oh, these may cover similar topics. They did similar research. So those are two also ways to get similar articles as well. And then sometimes articles will get updated. So that's what that version kind of means as well. And then clicking on the link as well will usually just kind of open it up if there is like an HTML. So that's kind of what that does. To get to that My Library that we talked about for saving, it'll be right here on this right-hand column. And we'll have them all listed up here as well. And if you decide you don't want them anymore, you can delete them or you can do a certain label. If I'm using this all for, paper one, or if I'm using this all for this like analysis, you can also do labels to organize it even further if you so wish. And you can also export this whole list as well. The final thing I want to show you is how to make sure that you have this full text at UNCG icon loaded and that UNC or Google Scholar knows you are associated with UNCG. So you want to click on these horizontal lines at the top left and scroll until you hit settings. From settings, you want to click on library links. And you see here, I have Open Enrolled clicked on and I have University of North Carolina clicked on as well. You want to make sure both of these are on. And the way to get it to load is to search in your university. So I type Greensboro in and make sure University of North Carolina is clicked on. You want to click on Greensboro College, just this one as well. And once you click on it, make sure you click save. And that way Google Scholar will know that you are associated with UNCG and you'll have access to those links and the catalog section as well. So I hope this is a helpful little intro to Google Scholar. And if you have any more research questions, please feel free to reach out to your subject librarian. Thank you.